Community Radio.
1337.
Turn up the volume.
The People's Radio, Nevsky.
This is the People's Radio News, brought to you by Norsline for the week ending the 14th of April, 2949. Our top story this week was the massive drug heist which took place in the Stanton system on Arc Corp's icy moon Lyria. Not 1 week after we broke news of the discovery of Paradise Cove and a network of Jumptown-like facilities across the Stanton system comes news of an all-out war over an undisclosed location simply known as Elsewhere. Video has surfaced of what was first believed to be a law enforcement raid on a drug storage bunker. Such was the coordination and precise nature of the operation, we at TPR had to verify that the seizure of drugs was done by a combined force of outlaws and armed rebels. The stash of drugs was quite substantial and filled the cargo holds of several ships, and are believed to have belonged to people associated with the notorious underworld figure and former Blackjack security operative Tesha Twitch Pacheco. Criminal syndicates that run out of ArcCorp's Area 18 have been known to travel to Lyria, and one ship with a spoofed registration associated with Pacheco's organization was seen leaving ArcCorp's orbit not long before a Vanguard dropship plowed into one of the cargo transports at an on-ground facility. It is unknown what happened, but the dropship was believed to have been inbound to retake the facility before either it was disabled via EMP or its pilot killed. While ground forces prepared the remaining shipments for transport, an Aegis Hammerhead entered airspace above the facility and immediately was engaged by what appeared to be ships belonging to the Exiles and New Frontier Initiative. The Hammerhead appeared to be carrying nothing more than a skeleton crew, as most turrets remained dormant during the fight, and eventually the massive ship was brought down with pieces strewn over the snow and ice near the facility. Even with 1/3 of the shrink-wrapped supply of Atom, Widow, and Neon destroyed in the explosion, the drug haul was among the largest ever documented. While the cargo ships departed with their fighter escorts, a Retaliator bomber located another Hammerhead in orbit around Lyria and destroyed another as well. It is unknown where the drugs ultimately ended up, but ship spotters at Levski in the early hours of the 5th of April saw a fleet of cargo and fighters matching those shown in the video land in hangars. Custom agents would not comment on these reports. In other news, the ever-popular combat sim Star Marine was the focus of an esports competition between several organizations which prefer to meet each other on the virtual battlefield of Star Marine tournament than on a real one where casualties would be real. To hear more, we hear from our resident gamer, Russell Gainsley.
Thanks, HQ. The ever-popular alternative to hostile actions among the stars, Star Marine's esports crowd celebrate another round of friendly competition as we kick off this year's skirmish season. The season's hosts are Daylock and Mighty Mulligan, two members of ZDF, a relatively new organization founded by the charismatic Rexzilla. Providing 3 teams from their parent org, they began a small skirmish bracket with teams from the Exiles and Angels of the Warp. The first edition of the hard-fought competition was won by Angels of the Warp, with one of ZDF teams coming in second and Exiles taking third. We look forward to seeing more exciting matches in Star Marine as the developers are playing with a few gameplay tweaks that might change up the flow of battles. Look forward to updates in Star Marine, Arena Commander, and more in the upcoming weeks. Gainsley out.
Finally, Space Month comes to a close with the annual observance of Yuri's Night, the galaxy-wide space party celebrating both the first human flight beyond Earth by Yuri Gagarin 988 years ago, and the first flight of a multi-crew spaceplane 20 years later with the first launch of the Space Shuttle Columbia. For more on that, we go to our celebrity and nightlife correspondent.
A flyer was circulated prior to the events detailing a plan for a flotilla of luxury ships to go on a pub crawl across Stanton. The point of origin was Lorville and Hurston, and celebrations started early as crowds gathered in Leavesden Square. Everyone drank a toast to the first flight into space at a nearby McIntyre and Victor pub before departing for Tisa Spaceport and boarding several Constellation Phoenixes. Under the watchful eye of a hired escort from Frontier 17, they left the atmosphere and traveled to the Crusader moon Yella. There they met up with another large group, combat vets from Zila's dropship forces, who had already taken over Grimhex and were celebrating in its dive bar. Glasses were raised to toast the launch of the first space shuttle, the first multi-crew space plane whose design influenced that of Robert Space Industries' groundbreaking Zeus, which opened up space travel for the average person. There's an old motivational saying, living among the stars began with one flight, Yuri's Night, the evening of April 12th, which embodies the spirit and always provides a ruckus end to the annual month of festivities celebrating space kicked off by Stella Fortuna. The tradition, while old, is fairly new to the relatively young Stanton system. During the 46 years Stanton has been inhabited, most residents' time has been spent supporting industrial activities, from terraforming its worlds to establish and protecting reliable commerce within the system and beyond. As a consequence, the holiday was a minor one, as other things just took priority. So while there's always been a small social entertainment circle around Stanton, Yuri's Night was nothing as ambitious as this year's organized pub crawl through the system and beyond. Following the festivities at Grimhex, the ever-growing group assembled near the airlocks, exiting to the landing pads and boarding ships for an even longer trip. Scenes of inebriated revelers EVAing to ships above the former Green Imperial Station was a sight to behold. Aboard the ship, alcohol was flowing as they made the jump to Delamar for a stop here at Levski. Once landed, they were greeted by a group of locals representing the People's Alliance, the New Frontier Initiative, and exiles who explained in detail the colony's history. The group proceeded to the Great Hall and surrounded Anthony Tanaka's statue. Here, they paid respects to the symbol of a rebellion with a toast to Tanaka and to challenging the status quo. After this, they descended to the Grand Barter, where people bought souvenirs, clothes, and other items before assembling at Cafe Musan, where a party with many locals was already underway. It is no secret that Levski is known as one of the best places in the galaxy to celebrate Yuri's Night, and that reputation lived on this year. As the large wandering party made their way back upstairs through customs, a wild rumor began to circulate that there could be a surprise at their next stop, ArcCorp. The excitement was already in high gear, and it hit a new level as they left Delamar and next to make the jump to the city-covered planet in the Stanton system. As the group of ships descended towards Franklin Memorial Spaceport in the suburbs just outside ArcCorp Area 18, the inbound traffic looked like some sort of space regatta spanning the skylines. Upon landing, the group made their way to the Spaceport VIP Lounge, where they overwhelmed the staff. Additionally, there were some concerns of whether or not everyone would be allowed through customs. Drunken partygoers, many of which were picked up from places inviting extra scrutiny, could have been a nightmare logistically. However, custom agents also embraced the spirit of the day, and remarkably, they let everyone through into the bustling metropolis. The planned finale of the event was to be a party at the G-Luck bar, but one of the leaders of the pub crawl had been in contact earlier en route by an old friend who suggested they meet near the ultra-exclusive Million Mile High Club. When the group made their way through the streets of Area 18 into the bastion of wealth, some were let in and given a rare glimpse inside the club, which usually has an ultra-strict entrance requirement in both terms of wealth and dress code. Overflow and those who didn't make it in time for entrance still gathered at G-Lock, where the interstellar and interplanetary pub crawl came to a conclusion. Reporting from ArcCorp's Area 18 for the People's Radio News, I'm Alexis at Clydno.
Thanks, Alexis. And with that, we at the People's Radio News bid you safe travels.
You'd think that moving something from point A to point B would be simple. Well, you'd be wrong. Freighting ain't for the weak-willed. It takes hulls of iron and bowls of steel. You might say we enjoy our job. The only thing we like more than filling cargo bays is filling Van Duel diapers. Frankly, we're not sure which one we've done more of. We're not your average mamsy-pamsy UE certified smoothie sipping space trucker. We're Levski born and bred. When we mark a destination for our freighters, there's nothing stopping us. Who the hell are we? We're Norse Line Freighting, and we think the free fly farthest. Norse Line.